The exam hall explodes into whispers the moment Professor Adler slams Ethan's desk. Pages scatter like wounded birds. Ethan's pulse races as the room spins. Maya stands nearby, her calm voice slicing through the chaos, claiming she saw him cheating. For a second, the world goes silent. Every eye turns on him, judgment filling the air thicker than oxygen. Ethan tries to speak, but words choke in his throat. He looks to the cameras on the ceiling, red lights blinking like indifferent witnesses. The security guard grips his shoulder, dragging him out as Maya's hand trembles. Not from guilt, but from how perfectly her plan is working. 3 questions haunt the air like ghosts. How far will she go? Why him? And what did the cameras really see? Outside the exam hall, the corridor hums with cold silence. Ethan leans against the wall, breath ragged. He can still hear Maya's accusation echoing behind the closed door. Dana waits beside him, professionalism hiding empathy. She doesn't speak. She only studies him like she's trying to solve a puzzle the university doesn't want solved. The fluorescent lights buzz above, casting sterile reflections over the tile floor. Ethan's phone vibrates in his pocket, messages pouring in from classmates who already know the news. The speed of rumors outpaces the truth. Professor Adler sits alone in his office, replaying the accusation in his mind. He's seen cheaters before, panicked, sloppy, guilty. But Ethan's face had been something else. Heartbreak. His phone buzzes with an email from the dean demanding a full report by morning. Outside his window, the campus glows under lamplight. Adler sighs, removing his glasses, unaware that the truth he's about to uncover will tear open something far darker than plagiarism. Back in the dorm, Maya sits at her desk, typing furiously on her laptop. Her reflection glimmers in the dark window. Half real, half illusion. She deletes messages, adjusts timestamps, and wipes a digital trail with frightening precision. But in her eyes, fear flickers beneath satisfaction. She knows she has gone too far. Somewhere under layers of deceit, she's still the girl who once admired Ethan's honesty, and now she's destroyed it. Night deepens over the campus. Ethan walks aimlessly past the empty quad, every step echoing with disbelief. His future, his scholarship, his dream, slipping like sand between trembling fingers. Somewhere above, a security camera pivots with a mechanical hum, its red light following him. He doesn't notice, but that lens will soon become his only ally, the silent witness to a betrayal he never deserved. The dean's office feels colder than the winter morning outside. Ethan sits across from Professor Adler, every clock tick a hammer on his nerves. The desk between them feels like a wall. Dana stands in the corner, hands clasped behind her back, silent observer turned reluctant witness. Maya enters, feigning unease, eyes darting toward Ethan as if afraid. The dean begins his questions. Sharp, rehearsed, mechanical. Every word from Maya's mouth tightens the rope. Ethan doesn't plead anymore. He watches. Something in her tone feels practiced. Her pauses too perfect. For the first time, suspicion flickers not just in Ethan's heart, but in Adler's eyes too. Tell us again what you saw, Adler says, voice even but heavy. Maya's words spill smoothly. She claims she saw Ethan pull a folded sheet from under his desk. Ethan's stomach twists. He remembers her bending down earlier, dropping her pen. It was seconds before the test began. He stays silent, replaying it in his head. Dana shifts slightly, eyes narrowing. The dean scribbles notes without looking up. The truth trembles between them, unseen, but pulsing. After Maya leaves, silence stretches. Adler exhales and removes his glasses. You're one of my best students, Ethan. But evidence doesn't lie. Ethan looks up, eyes tired but steady. Sometimes people do. The line lingers, heavier than accusation. Dana studies Adler's face. She sees conflict there. She's seen guilt before, but not in Ethan's posture, not in his voice. The dean ends the meeting with a sigh, dismissing Ethan with administrative coldness. Truth isn't the goal. Closure is. By afternoon, word spreads across campus. Ethan becomes the story. In the cafeteria, whispers chase him. Cheater, caught, finished. Phones flash. Fingers point. Maya sits with her friends, pretending sympathy. But Dana, passing through, catches the brief moment when Maya looks at her phone. A flash of satisfaction breaking her mask. Dana doesn't say a word, but the seed of doubt has taken root. That night, Ethan sits in his dorm room, staring at the university email. Suspension pending investigation. The world outside his window looks blurred through tears he refuses to shed. On his desk, the exam booklet lies open, his own handwriting. Every answer clear, every line earned honestly. He whispers into the dark, "I didn't cheat." The silence answers back. But then his phone buzzes. An unknown number. A message reads, "You need to see something. Come to the security room after midnight." The sender, Dana, thought it. Campus halls breathe a different kind of silence after midnight. Ethan walks fast, hoodie up, every footstep echoing against marble floors. The security office sits buried behind the main library. A glass-walled room lit by faint blue monitors. When he arrives, Dana's already there. Uniform jacket folded over a chair, eyes steady. Without a word, she gestures him inside. The hum of computers fills the room as she brings up camera feeds. Ethan's reflection shivers across the screens. Dozens of versions of himself, all trapped in digital memory. "I don't believe you cheated," Dana says softly. "But belief isn't proof." Ethan nods, voice low. "Then, let's find it." Hours pass. The clock ticks past 2. Dana flips through footage, one feed after another, until something catches her eye. The angle from the back of the exam hall. Time stamped, 15 minutes before the test began. Maya walks to Ethan's row, bends down to pick up her pen, and slips a folded paper under his desk. Dana freezes the frame. Ethan stares. "Breath stolen." She planted it, he whispers. The weight of injustice crashes over him. Grief and fury fused into silence. Dana exhales, steady but shaken. "We need to get this off the system before it's overwritten." Dana starts copying the video to a flash drive, the file bar crawling painfully slow. Ethan paces behind her, adrenaline shaking his hands. The hum of the computer feels deafening. "If anyone finds out we access this," Dana mutters, "we both could be suspended." Ethan's voice cuts through. "If we don't, she wins." The drive beeps, complete. Dana ejects it, sliding it into a keychain case. They exchange a look. Part trust, part fear. Outside, rain begins to fall against the glass, each drop tapping like a countdown. As they leave the building, a motion sensor light flickers on. Footsteps echo behind them. Too late for anyone legitimate to be there. Dana freezes, signaling Ethan to stay quiet. The hallway stretches endlessly under pulsing lights. A shadow crosses at the far end, then disappears. They slip into a stairwell, hearts pounding. "Someone's been monitoring the feeds," Dana whispers. If Maya had help, the realization chills the air. This wasn't just jealousy, it was strategy. Back in his dorm, Ethan locks the door and plugs the flash drive into his laptop. The video plays again. Clear, undeniable. Maya's movements are deliberate, her expression calm. Ethan pauses on her face as she stands up. The moment right before the act, his eyes harden. For days, he's felt powerless, humiliated. Now, he holds the truth, fragile, digital, and dangerous. The storm outside mirrors the one in his chest. Lightning flashes through the window, illuminating his reflection in the screen. A man about to reclaim his name. Morning brings no peace. Ethan meets Dana in a quiet cafe off campus, both pretending to be strangers to any wandering eyes. The flash drive sits between them like a loaded weapon. "If the footage is real," Dana says softly. "Then someone tried to erase it." Ethan frowns, realization dawning. Someone with access. They both know what that means. Someone inside the system. Dana pulls up a second laptop, showing the log history. Files deleted, timestamps altered. Every trace leads back to the dean's office server. Ethan's breath catches. She couldn't have done this alone. Ethan's eyes widen as Dana scrolls through access logs. Multiple entries from the same night, one labeled under a temporary account. The username sends a chill down his spine. Raised, yes. It's crude, but bold. Dana shakes her head. She didn't even bother to hide it. Ethan laughs bitterly. Because she didn't think anyone would look. The truth sits heavy between them. For a second, sunlight catches on Dana's badge. It feels like hope. Fragile but real. Back on campus, Ethan walks across the courtyard under pale afternoon light. Maya waits near the library steps, pretending to scroll through her phone. When their eyes meet, her smile freezes. "You're not supposed to be here," she says. "Neither are you." He answers quietly. The tension crackles like static between them. Maya's gaze falters for the first time. She senses something has changed. Ethan doesn't reveal what he knows. Not yet. He walks away, leaving her with the faint reflection of herself in the library glass, a mask beginning to crack. That evening, Dana returns to the security office alone to verify backups. The monitors flicker. One feed refuses to load. The screen glitches, then stabilizes, revealing an old file from 2 nights before. In the grainy image, Maya isn't alone. A man in a gray suit hands her a USB drive. Dana zooms in. The figure's face catches light for a second. Professor Adler. She freezes. The pieces rearrange in her mind, twisting the story entirely. Betrayal has more than one author. Dana drives through rain-slick streets to find Ethan. Her headlights cut through the storm like panic itself. When she finds him near the campus gate, she rolls down the window, voice trembling. It wasn't just her. Ethan steps closer, soaked but unflinching. Who? Dana hesitates, breath fogging the glass. Professor Adler helped her. The world seems to tilt. The man who accused him, who lectured about honesty, had played both sides. The rain hides Ethan's tears, but not his rage. This isn't about clearing his name anymore. It's about exposing the rot beneath the surface. The next morning, Ethan and Dana meet in the basement archives beneath the old science building, a place few students even know exists. The air smells of dust and secrets. Dana boots up an ancient workstation connected to the original security server, a backup Adler likely forgot about. The interface flickers alive, revealing untouched, raw footage logs. Ethan leans closer, heart pounding. There it is, the full sequence from the exam day, uncut. Dana clicks play. What they see leaves no doubt. Maya's setup, Adler's handoff, and the dean's silent approval as he signs the deletion order. Every piece fits. The truth isn't just ugly, it's institutional. They transfer the footage, heartbeat syncing with the slow progress bar. "We have everything we need," Dana whispers, though her voice carries fear. "Do you trust me?" Ethan looks at her, soaked from effort, exhausted from pain, but finally resolute. "With my life." The faint hum of the system fills the silence as they prepare the final copy. Somewhere above, footsteps echo through the ventilation ducts. Slow, deliberate. They're not alone. The door creaks open. Professor Adler stands in the frame, rain dripping from his coat. "You shouldn't be here," he says, voice eerily calm. Dana steps forward, blocking Ethan. "You tampered with official records." Adler's expression hardens. "I protected this institution. You think truth matters more than order?" Ethan's voice breaks the silence. "You destroyed me for your order." Adler exhales, regret flashing only for a second before authority returns. "Some sacrifices are necessary." The words hang like ash. Adler steps closer, but Dana pulls her badge, steady and sharp. "Step back, Professor." The system auto-backed this footage. Adler freezes. That's the detail he didn't know. Ethan holds up the flash drive, the one copy that could ruin him. You taught me something, Ethan says quietly. Evidence doesn't lie. Adler's face shifts from control to panic. The silence breaks when Dana's radio buzzes. Backup arriving. Adler turns to flee, but stops at the sound of his own recorded voice echoing from the computer. Make sure this never sees daylight. His authority collapses with that single replay. Moments later, campus security floods the room. Adler lowers his head, silent, as Dana hands over the drive. Ethan watches, emotion unreadable. Relief, laced with heartbreak. The man who once inspired him became the reason he nearly lost everything. Dana puts a hand on his shoulder. It's over, she says. Ethan looks up toward the ceiling, eyes wet but unbroken. No, he answers softly. It's just beginning. Outside, sunlight cuts through retreating clouds. The first honest light in weeks. Campus quiets after the chaos. Students whisper about the arrest, about the professor and the girl. Ethan sits on a bench near the quad fountain, wind rippling through the trees. The nightmare should feel over, yet something gnaws inside him. Unfinished. Footsteps approach. Maya stands a few feet away, her usual perfection gone. Makeup smeared, hair loose, eyes red. For a long moment, neither speaks. Then she says softly, "You won." Ethan looks up, voice steady but hollow. "No one won, Maya. You just lost yourself." Maya lowers her gaze, guilt etched into every breath. "I didn't mean for it to go that far," she whispers. Adler said he'd make sure no one got hurt. He said, "I'd get my scholarship back." Ethan's voice cracks, not from anger but disbelief. "You ruined someone's life for a scholarship?" She looks up. Tears cut through the dirt on her face. "You don't understand. I was drowning. I thought I was invisible." Ethan shakes his head slowly. "So you made me the villain." Silence stretches, not forgiving, not cruel, just final. They move beneath the old library archway, the air heavy with unspoken memories. Maya's confession unravels. Adler promised her influence, grades, and reinstatement if she helped frame Ethan. The plan was supposed to be clean, blame contained. But when things spiraled, she panicked. "He said it would protect the university," she murmurs. Ethan looks away. It was never about the university. It was about power. For the first time, Maya nods. No excuses left, just regret. Maya reaches into her bag and pulls out a small notebook. "These are the messages," she says, her exchanges with Adler, proof of his manipulation. Ethan hesitates, then takes it. The paper smells of rain and fear. For a moment, he sees the scared student beneath the schemer. "You didn't have to destroy someone to be seen," he says quietly. Maya breaks down, sobs muffled by the sound of wind through the trees. Ethan doesn't move closer. Compassion doesn't erase the damage, but it acknowledges the humanity behind it. Later that evening, Ethan walks alone across the campus bridge, the notebook tucked under his arm. He stops halfway, looking down at his reflection in the river. The same face that once carried shame now bears quiet strength. Maya's cries still echo behind him, but he knows she's facing her own reckoning now. Dana's message pings on his phone. "Board cleared you officially. You're free." Ethan smiles faintly. Freedom feels different, heavier, real. He exhales, watching the sunset bleed into water. The truth nearly destroyed him, but in surviving it, he's become something else. Unbreakable. The university auditorium hums with uneasy energy. Faculty, students, and board members fill the seats, whispers rippling through the crowd. On stage, a projector displays the security footage, the same file that almost vanished. Maya's movements replay frame by frame, her act undeniable. Ethan sits in the front row beside Dana, hands clasped, jaw tense. The dean clears his throat. struggling to maintain composure. "Mr. Cole has been fully exonerated," he announces. Applause breaks out, hesitant at first, then thunderous. For the first time, Ethan doesn't feel like he's proving something, just breathing again. Outside the hall, reporters crowd near the doors, cameras flashing like a storm. Ethan shields his eyes, the noise dizzying. Maya exits through a side corridor escorted by 2 administrators, her face pale. Eyes distant. She doesn't look back. Dana catches Ethan's glance. Neither of them smiles. Justice never feels as sweet as movies promise. It's heavier, quieter, and always leaves scars. Yet beneath the exhaustion, there's peace. The truth finally stands solid and unshakable. Later, Ethan returns to the empty exam hall, the place where it all began. The desks gleam under fluorescent lights, the same sterile quiet as before. He walks to his old seat, runs a hand along the edge of the desk. For the first time, it doesn't feel cursed. It feels conquered. He leaves a folded note on the table, just one word written on it. Truth. As he turns to go, Dana appears in the doorway. "You're really leaving it behind?" He smiles faintly. "No. I'm taking it with me." Outside, the campus feels alive again. Students laughing. Birds scattered across the green. Ethan and Dana walk side by side, not as suspect and officer, but as survivors of a truth war. "You could have been a detective," she teases. He chuckles softly. "I think I've had enough mysteries for one lifetime." They pause beneath a tree as sunlight filters through branches, the same tree, visible from Ethan's dorm window. A quiet symbol of endurance." "Thank you," he says. Dana nods. "Just doing my job." But they both know it was more than that. At sunset, Ethan stands on the rooftop overlooking the city skyline. Wind brushes against his hair, carrying the sounds of laughter, life, and distant sirens. The camera of truth, the one that saw everything, now sits beside him, returned from the investigation. He lifts it, points it at the horizon, and snaps a photo. A final act not of evidence, but memory. His voice echoes softly. The truth doesn't need to scream. It just needs to survive. The last frame freezes. Ethan silhouetted against the golden sky. Proof that no lie lasts forever.